Yo, what up? It's Nicholas here with the Friday evening version of how Nick is going to help you live the richest possible existence that you can live. So, today, what this episode is about is integrity. Integrity and why you will never, ever succeed at anything you really want to do without it. So, let's define integrity. Integrity, to me, is when you mentally set something, you say you're going to do something, and you follow through and you do it. Pretty simple, right? But a lot of stuff happens in the interim that can mess with the integrity. First, let's start off with the obvious. Unforeseen events, things that come up that force you to adjust your schedule. This happens to everybody, but what I'll challenge you to do in your own personal life is to take these events, go with the flow, but don't drop your integrity. So instead of like saying, oh, the weather's bad, I can't do, X whatever because of this, instead of just like making that excuse and making it a flat out thing, encourage your mind to develop solutions to it, to find new things, new ways to fulfill the promise that you made to yourself or to the other person. This is a positive thing to do. So, what happens when we break the integrity is basically what we're saying to ourselves is, my word is not important to me. Like, what I decide is not important, and everything else in your life is going to follow suit. So when we actually do follow through with it, two things happen. One, we feel really, really good. At the end of the day, of hard work or like something you set out challenging for yourself, and you finish it, that's what we feel like. We feel really, really good and really empowered doing the stuff that we love to do. Another thing that happens is our brain gets wired to not make goals that are impossible and not make things that are unattainable, but at the same time still challenging, because the challenging part is what allows that rush at the end. So we start getting addicted. Like, we get addicted to being lazy, we start getting addicted to being on point, to following through on a word, to completing our projects. That's the positive form of addiction, or the positive thing that we get addicted to. Addiction's just natural. You just get addicted to whatever you're doing, basically. And then whatever you practice, at the end of the day, is what you end up, becoming addicted to and becoming wired to do. So I highly, highly recommend you look at what you're becoming addicted to in your life and take note of it, restructure if necessary, and go back and hit the streets. So another thing that integrity does is it creates almost like, it is a rudder for your life. So picture yourself as a motorboat or a sailboat or just a boat, basically. And you have an engine. It's pumping, like you can alter the engine a little bit, maybe eat some healthier food, get more sleep, etc., have better goals, so you can make the engine more powerful. But the rudder, what's going to steer you, what's going to allow you to make the direction of your life go where you want it to go, is going to be integrity. Is going to be how effective. So how effective you're able to steer your ship is directly correlated to how much you can keep your own integrity. So I want you to think about this. If you say I want to go be a boat captain, for example, since we're on the subject of ships, if you don't have the integrity to go, or if you say you're going to and you don't have the integrity to go do it, you're not going to be able to do anything more than that. Your mind is just going to shut off. It's going to be like, no, can't do it, and it's going to allow you to be in some sort of complacency for the rest of your time till you fix it. I want you to see how not being integrated with yourself and not having integrity is equal to complacency and laziness. And complacency and laziness isn't going to help you figure out what you want to do. It's going to help you live a rich existence. It's not going to help you, get the girl that you want. So, not having integrity with yourself is like a disease, or like weeds in a garden. They just keep, like, the roots just keep like spreading and spreading, and the more you let it go, the worse it gets, and the more complicated it becomes. More lazy you get, the more unmotivated you get, the more depressed, and because you're not doing what you want, and then the world doesn't respond to you, and you get in a bad situation, which makes it even harder to get out of where you're at. Whereas when you are in a place where you have integrity, you take action and you see the results directly. There's no wishy-washiness on your part. Excuse me, I just ate lunch. It's a straight, you take a shot and either you hit it or you don't, but you still take the shot. Whereas when you're lazy, you don't have integrity. You say you want to do something, but you say you're going to do something. Excuse me. You say you're going to do something, and to get from the point of you're going to do something to you're doing something, there's a whole bunch of wavy, wibbly, wobbly shit that you haven't sorted out first with yourself, and you're going to be very hard pressed to be good at whatever action you're going to take, or have a good, effective action, because you still have yourself to deal with that you haven't sorted out. So, the challenge for the day in this episode is to sort out your small integral issues and kind of just take everything off your books, figuratively, and only say you're going to do stuff to yourself, with yourself, only say you're going to do goals that you actually intend on following through with, and you have the possibility and potential to follow through with. It's a hard thing to do, and it kind of breaks you back down to reality. It breaks you back down to what can I actually do in the day. Instead of having all these pie in the sky goals and then not being able to fulfill them, not choosing one of them because you're unrealistic time restraints or whatever. So finally, relating back to the first part of what I talked about on how it's really hard to if something comes up, there's always going to be external factors. My advice dealing with the external factors is to fight as hard as you can. To fight to keep your integrity. Do everything you possibly can. And I'm not saying be stiff. I'm not saying do it to where you hurt yourself or anything like that. But push. Push to complete your goals. Push to have integrity. And then And then you'll feel really good, especially if something happened and you still completed it. You'll be like, oh yeah, I made my goal. And 2, your brain will be rewired. It will be like, it will see stuff coming. It'll be like, oh, I got to get this done. This comes first. This comes first. This comes first. When I wake up, I got to meditate, because if I don't meditate when I wake up, it's not going to happen for the rest of the day. And then first thing after that, I'm doing all my supplements. All my multivitamins, my fish oil, whatever. And then after that, better to get the workout done early. Workout done early means I don't have to do it when I get home from work at 11 o'clock at night. And just like all of these things, your mind kind of like straightens the arrow. And then once your mind straightens the arrow, you're going to be on the path of the intention that you originally set when you made the goals. So, and just to help you out, I'll give you a little example of what happened yesterday. What I like to do is I like to write lists. So I had this whiteboard next to my door. Before I walk out and go to the day, I see like everything that I wrote on it. So I write little ideas, and then the night before, or at night for the next day, I'll write a list of things that I want to complete, or things that like a to-do list basically for the next day. And from the moment I wake up, my goal is to knock out all of those things before I go to sleep. So it's also almost like you have to be careful in how much stuff you put on there, and you can split it up into sections on stuff that you're definitely going to get done, and then stuff that maybe is going to get done. And don't let yourself off the hook. Don't let yourself get lazy. Don't let yourself, take the route that's not going to get you anywhere, that's not going to make you feel happy, that's not going to make you feel empowered as a person. Because this is basically the first step to taking back your personal power, is being to take back your daily habits. And if you can't take back your daily habits, how are you going to take back your lifetime habits? How are you going to, change the course of your life and make it something that you really, really want to live if you can't take your daily habits and structure them how they need to be? So, yesterday, I had a good list of things running. You know what I mean? Good list of things that I had listed out to go. And I woke up, did my meditation, and my buddy was like, hey, you want to go work out? And I was like, perfect, boom, another one off the list. And so we worked out for like an hour and a half or whatever. And then another one of my buddies was like, yo man, got box seats at the Padres game, you want to go? Leaving in like 20 minutes. And like I still had this long list of stuff to do. And I was like, give me 5 minutes, let me think about this. I thought about it, prioritizing my stuff over the game, going to see the game. And I was like, I just did some like restructuring in my head. I knew I was going to be out till probably 10 that night, and I still had maybe like an hour and a half of stuff to do. And I'd get home, I'd probably want to go out as well. So and I ended up being out till 2. And so this is what happened. I went to the game. I ended up going. Really, really enjoyed it. It was the best seats I've ever experienced. Box seats right behind the dugout, or the home base. I'm not a big baseball fan, but it was a really fun game. Hung out with my buddies, hung out downtown for a little bit, and then caught a train home. On the train home, like one of my daily things that I have besides meditating and making a video is reading. And so on the way home, I downloaded the Bhagavad Gita on my phone, and I was reading that in the train. So I got a good hour of reading out of that. And then, sorry, the sun's a little bright right now. And then I got up to Carlsbad. I was able to go out for a good 2 hours. I got back to my house, and then I trued my bike tires, and I did research on, I did investment research, or like for opening another brokerage account. And then like I called it a night, and I felt it was like such an empowering feeling to have this like challenge arise of a baseball game or an opportunity, and me be able to go to the baseball game, go finish all of my tasks, get home, get enough rest before I had to go to work this morning, and have everything done. And it's like a daily journey. It's like a daily game that I play, and I invite you to enjoy it as well. It's quite fun, actually. You know, once you actually, there's two sides of it. It's really, really fun if you're winning and you're accomplishing all of your goals, and it's really, really soul destroying if you make goals for yourself and you don't complete them. So on one side, if you play this game, you have the opportunity to really, really enjoy life on many different levels, short term, long term. And then on the other side, you have, if you don't make yourself play the game and find the integrity that you need, it's like your soul will be sucked out of it. You'll be like, you'll be making these things, and you'll be like, I can't do them. And then instead of having the discipline, you'll, just lack it. You'll be like wibbly wobbly. You won't respect yourself as much. So focus on having the discipline, focus on getting the little things done. And last and final tip with this, don't overschedule yourself more than you know you can complete. All you can do for yourself tomorrow is wake up and meditate, for example. If that's the only thing you have time for to do, don't schedule yourself more than that. Just schedule yourself that one thing, and then when the time opens up, when the energy you have opens up, when your resources free up, do more. And as you grow on that, keep your integrity and keep focusing on having the integrity. And you'll find you can kind of direct your ship in whichever direction you want to go in. Alright, that's enough for the day. I'm off to go skate right now. Thank you all for watching. Hope this helps with living the richest experience that you can possibly live on this beautiful, beautiful planet we're on. And I'm out.